Welcome, chosen ones, to another insightful episode of Zodiac Talks Tarot. Whether you're a seasoned Sagittarius or just discovering your astrological identity, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving into the cosmic energies that are shaping 2025, which, I have to say, is quickly becoming known as the Year of Triumph. Now, if you're familiar with the way these readings work, you already know that these cards don't lie. But let me tell you, I've never seen them do this before. It's as though the universe is having a conversation with us, and trust me, it's about to get deep. Let's kick things off with a reminder: you are the most important part of this tarot journey. While these cards can illuminate certain truths, they are only mirrors reflecting what's inside you. Your intuition is your greatest ally, chosen one, and it's the key to unlocking the messages hidden in these cards. So, as we explore the divine wisdom of the cosmos, I encourage you to tap into your own inner guidance because you already know what's best for you. The cards? They're just the messenger. Now, let's talk about what's on the table for you today. We begin with a truly brilliant omen, the Sun card. This is the card of clarity, enlightenment, and radiant success, and let me tell you, Sagittarius, this is your moment to shine. You've entered a period where your energy is glowing with creativity, and your sense of self is crystal clear. It's like the universe has delivered you a spiritual epiphany, and it's reshaping your entire path. If you've been feeling like the world is aligning for you, trust me, this card confirms it. The sun is here to remind you that the road ahead is illuminated, and you're in a place where you can finally see things as they truly are. This, my friend, is your time to stand in the light of your own power and let it guide you through the Year of Triumph. But, of course, no good tarot reading would be complete without a little emotional complexity. Enter the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Now, here's where the plot thickens. On the one hand, there's a flow of emotional potential. Ace of Cups suggests a new beginning, a surge of energy that could lead to deep emotional fulfillment. But on the other hand, there's some internal conflict that's likely to make your head spin. The Seven of Wands hints at some struggles, maybe even unnecessary ones, while the Two of Swords suggests that you might be stuck between two choices, unsure of which path to take. The tension between holding on to the past and embracing the future is real. But here's the thing, you, Sagittarius, are no stranger to conflict. You've been through the fire, and now it's up to you to decide how you'll wield that fiery energy. What will you do with all this power and potential? Will you let it flow freely, or will you get caught up in the battle? Well, chosen one, the cards suggest you have the strength to choose wisely. Embrace the clarity that the Sun card brings, and let go of the unnecessary struggles that no longer serve you. The universe has your back, but it's up to you to trust the path ahead and leave behind what's weighing you down. This is a powerful reading, Sagittarius, and the Year of Triumph is calling. So, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if this resonates with you, because there's so much more to come on this journey, and I can't wait to explore it with you. Chosen ones, the universe is on your side. Now, let's see where this cosmic adventure takes you. Sagittarius, let me tell you something: you know who you are, and you know what you're meant to do. Your intuition is sharper than a freshly honed blade, and even though it might feel like there's a storm swirling around you, take a deep breath. It's all part of the process. Life doesn't hand you smooth sailing, but rather, it's about navigating those choppy waters with confidence. Trust me when I say this, even if your journey has been a bit bumpy, it's leading you exactly where you need to go. Your life is aligning with your highest purpose, and for once, there's no room for doubt. You've got the universe in your corner, chosen one, and it's about time you started listening to the cosmic whispers guiding you forward. Now, I'm sensing something a little more personal here. Maybe you've recently taken a road trip, could be literal, could be metaphorical, but something about that journey has stirred up unresolved feelings. There's that moment, you know? The one where you realize something's off, but it's not until you take a step back that the whole picture comes into focus. Perhaps you've been fighting for something that's no longer worth the energy. Maybe it's a relationship, a job, or even an old dream you've been holding on to. Whatever it is, it's time to let go, because the universe is gently reminding you that it's time for something new. The path ahead is bigger and brighter, and it's waiting for you to embrace it. Speaking of which, the mystery card in this spread is going to be the cherry on top, tying everything together and giving us the final clue about where you're headed. I won't spoil it just yet, but let me tell you, something big is coming your way. So, let's keep the suspense and see what the cards reveal, shall we? The stars are aligning for you, Sagittarius. The major arcana cards show that you're deeply connected to the cosmos. We've got fire, water, air, and earth. These elements are working together, and they're all about you. This isn't just some personal issue we're dealing with, this is your place in the universe. You were born for greatness, and the cards? Well, they're here to remind you of that very fact. So buckle up. 2025, the year of triumph, is yours for the taking. Sagittarius, let's talk about something that might hit a little close to home. The Seven of Wands appears, and it's giving us a friendly reminder you don't always have to fight. I know, you're a warrior at heart. The whole charge into battle thing? It's practically in your DNA. But this year, in the year of triumph, the universe is inviting you to consider letting go of those endless struggles that really aren't worth your time. Some battles? They just drain you, like a phone on 1% that refuses to charge. Ask yourself, is this conflict really essential? You're in a place right now where you can choose not to fight every battle. Remember, strength doesn't always mean standing your ground, sometimes it means knowing when to walk away. And here's the good news, right now, there's clarity in your life, chosen one. The fog is starting to lift. The path ahead is clearer than it's been in a long time. You're starting to understand your place in this vast universe, and it's a place of power, purpose, and self-realization. That's the gift the Ace of Cups is giving you. You're not just figuring out who you are, you're coming into full awareness of your potential. This is a journey of awakening, and there's no one better suited to walk it than you. Trust in the process, because the clarity you're feeling now is exactly where you need to be. Now, let's talk about the tension in your relationships. We've all been there, family, friends, or maybe a partner, and things are feeling a bit fiery right now. But here's the thing, the Four of Wands and the Seven of Wands are here to remind you that not every conflict is worth your emotional investment. You don't have to engage in every little drama. Sometimes, the greatest strength is just stepping back, taking a breath, and letting people sort their own stuff out. You don't have to save the world every single time. Your peace of mind? It's priceless. And then, we arrive at the internal tug-of-war. The Ace of Cups isn't just about growth, it's also about conflict within yourself. Sagittarius, it's okay if your heart is telling you something your mind doesn't quite want to hear. This energy is all about acknowledging that emotional push and pull. It's your chance to decide what you'll carry forward and what you'll leave behind. You don't have to carry emotional baggage that's no longer serving you. So, let go of what weighs you down and move forward with clarity and intention. Sagittarius, it seems like the universe is trying to deliver you a message loud and clear, but maybe your brain is doing everything it can to avoid it. Enter the Two of Swords, a card that reveals your internal resistance to change, especially when it comes to making tough decisions. You're no stranger to hard choices, but there's something in you that's reluctant to face the truth, even though your heart knows exactly what needs to happen. Think of it as the cosmic version of someone telling you, hey, you've got this, but you're still holding on to that emotional crutch. It's time to stop resisting, and start listening to the wisdom that's been quietly whispering to you. Your heart knows the way, trust it, because the universe has your back. Change is hard, but so is staying stuck in a cycle that no longer serves you. Let's talk about your heart chakra, Sagittarius. It's the center of your emotional wisdom, and right now, it's got something important to tell you. The Sun card is here to shine a spotlight on what really matters to you, and I've got to say it's probably not the same old drama you've been caught up in. Your emotions, though often a whirlwind, are your compass. They're trying to guide you through this fog of uncertainty. If you let them, they'll show you the way, but only if you trust them enough to follow. If you're going to make the leap to your higher self, it's going to take more than logic, it's going to take heart. And speaking of relationships, there's a little tension on the horizon. Whether it's a friend, partner, or, let's just say it may be an Aries, you might find yourself on completely different wavelengths. This isn't just frustrating, it's exhausting. You've been trying to align with someone who's not quite matching your energy, and at some point, it'll hit you, this might not be worth the emotional labor. And you know what? That's okay. You can't pour from an empty cup, and trying to force a connection where there isn't one only depletes your spirit. So, take a step back, breathe, and ask yourself, is this relationship truly nourishing your soul? Finally, let's talk about letting go. Oh, Sagittarius, we all know how hard it is. You've invested so much, and now the thought of walking away feels like losing a part of yourself. But guess what? That fear of abandonment or fear of closure is exactly what's holding you back from embracing your full potential. The universe is offering you a golden opportunity to release old patterns and move forward into alignment with your higher self. Trust me, the best is yet to come, but you can't reach it until you let go of the past. Embrace change, trust your heart, and take that leap you're ready. Sagittarius, the Two of Swords has shown up, and it's a clear sign that you've been stuck in your head overthinking, analyzing, and dissecting every little detail. We've all been there, haven't we? The more you think, the more confused you become. It's like trying to solve a puzzle while blindfolded. But here's the cosmic advice, stop thinking so much and listen to your intuition. Your gut already knows the answers you're looking for, it's just waiting for you to shut up long enough to hear it. Sometimes, the most profound wisdom is found in the silence, not the noise. So, take a step back, take a deep breath, and let your intuition do the heavy lifting. And speaking of wisdom, let's talk about your higher self. The Universe card is shining a light on the dormant potential within you, urging you to stop focusing on that tiny, insignificant issue that's been occupying your thoughts. Seriously, Sagittarius, this small hiccup is blocking your view of the bigger picture. The universe has so much more in store for you, so many doors just waiting for you to walk through. But first, you have to let go of the struggle. Chosen one, you've been caught in the weeds for too long. There's a vast world of possibility out there, but it's only accessible when you release the trivial battles that have been keeping you trapped in place. Now, Spirit is stepping in to offer some much-needed advice. Stop fighting those small battles that don't matter. It's time to rise above the chaos, especially as we enter 2025, the year of triumph. There's a bigger game to play, and you're being called to focus on the dreams and goals that truly align with your highest potential. The universe isn't asking you to fight over every little inconvenience. It's asking you to shift your focus to the things that will bring you long-term growth and fulfillment. But let's not forget about that fiery Sagittarius energy. You've got a lot of fire in your belly, and that's a gift, but it can also be a curse if it's not controlled. The Two of Wands gives you an opportunity to grow into the leader you're meant to be. Channel that fiery energy into something productive, something that nurtures, not destroys. You don't need to burn bridges, you need to build them. And finally, the real test of strength in 2025 will be your ability to let go. You're going to have opportunities to choose peace over conflict, and that will be your true superpower. The ability to walk away from the drama, to let go and move on to bigger and better things, is your path to true freedom. Remember, Sagittarius, you can't light the world on fire if you're still holding on to old flames. Sagittarius, it's time for some real talk. You've been putting on a face lately, maybe one of success, perhaps even perfection. The Nine of Pentacles shows that you've worked hard, and the world sees you as someone who's got it all together. But here's the catch: is that image authentic? Sure, your outward success might seem flawless, but deep down, are you at peace with yourself? Are you really aligned with who you are inside? The truth is, real success isn't about how many accolades you collect or how polished you look to the world. It's about reconciling what's on the outside with what's on the inside. It's time to ask yourself, am I showing up as my true self, or am I wearing a mask that no longer fits? You know, it's like that perfectly filtered photo on social media. It looks great, but deep down, you know the truth. Let the external world be a reflection of the inner peace that you're creating. This brings us to the tension you've been feeling, Sagittarius. There's a disconnect between the persona you're projecting and how you actually feel. The Nine of Pentacles tells us that while you may look like you've got it all figured out, there's a certain unease brewing underneath. You're still caught up in the image of success, and that's preventing you from living authentically. Sagittarius, it's time to shed that mask. The world will appreciate you more for being your real, messy, and wonderfully imperfect self. After all, isn't the beauty of life in its authenticity? And guess what? When you start showing up as you, in all your glorious imperfection, the world will notice. You'll attract the right people, the right opportunities, and most importantly the right peace of mind. Now, onto something that might hit a little harder. Closing a chapter can feel like one of the hardest things you'll ever do. We've all been there. The Four of Wands comes in to urge you to embrace the idea of closure, to let go gracefully of the things, relationships, or situations that have served their time. It's not about giving up, it's about allowing yourself the freedom to move forward. Sometimes, we hold on to things simply because we're afraid of what's next. But here's the thing: closing the door means you're making room for something better to come in. You'll be amazed at how much lighter you'll feel once you stop carrying the weight of unfinished business. Speaking of which, the Spectre card is calling attention to the unresolved issues that are lingering in your life like a haunting ghost. You know what I'm talking about: the things you've swept under the rug, the conversations you've avoided, the unfinished projects that keep resurfacing in your mind. Sagittarius, it's time to address them head-on. Don't let them control you any longer. Face them, resolve them, and free yourself from the energy that's been holding you back. You're not just living for today, you're recreating the foundation for the future. Here's where things get interesting. Destiny is not something fixed, Sagittarius. You are not a passive observer in your life's story. The universe is telling you, loud and clear, that you are the creator of your own path. 2025 is your year of triumph, your moment to step into your true power and align with your highest potential. So, what does that look like? It looks like you embracing your role as the main character in your life story. The Queen of Wands comes into your reading as a symbol of your leadership potential. When you embrace your true purpose and align with your inner fire, you become a force of nature. You can lead with grace, wisdom, and strength. You're a natural-born leader, Sagittarius. It's time to step into that role. Now, let's turn inward for a moment. The Four of Cups asks you to take a step back and reflect. Your heart has been speaking to you, but are you listening? We live in a world full of noise, constant distractions, endless to-do lists, and a million different voices telling you what you should do. But in all that noise, it's easy to forget what your heart truly desires. Sagittarius, it's time to trust your heart. It knows the way. Let your intuition guide you through the challenges you're facing. Trust yourself. That's where the answers lie. And let's wrap this up with a bang. Transformation is happening right now. The year of triumph is calling you to embrace your true power. The universe has set the stage, and now it's up to you to step into the spotlight. Don't wait for permission, go after your destiny with everything you've got. You are meant for greatness, and 2025 is your time to shine. So, if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and of course, subscribe. We're all on this journey together, chosen ones, and I'm honored to be part of your transformation. Let's do this. 2025 is yours for the taking.